morning. Happy Monday, August the 25th, 2025 edition. Hope everybody has a great day. I'm just going on a morning walk and being thankful for another up, is what I call it, another day that God has allowed me to get up.
This is the day God has made. I will smile and give thanks for it. Another up you have given me. Another up, thanks to thee. Give us strength today as we go down the road. Give us strength today and lighten our load. This is the day the Lord has made. I choose to smile and give him thanks. Another up you have given me. Another up, glory unto thee. Give us strength today, as we go down the road. Give us strength today, lighten our load. This is the day the Lord has made. I choose to smile and give him thanks. Another up you have given me. Another up, glory unto thee. Give us strength today, as we go down the road. Give us strength today, and lighten our load. Another up, I'm thankful for. Another up, thank you, Lord, for another
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great Monday morning. Good morning to the sports car ribbon teacher. God is great. Shine Jedi Master. Jason Phelps. Hello to Missouri. I've been to Missouri before. It's been a while. I guess the main city I remember in Missouri is Branson, Missouri. I'm from Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. 3 hours from Branson. Yeah, God is great is way in the future. Already nighttime. It just went from night to day here, and it went from day to night there. I should have brought my book that shows all the different states. I could have wrote down some of these locations. Can't hear me. What? That's a bummer. Can you hear me now? I feel like a commercial. Can you hear me now? I I read a devotion this morning, and they when you read devotions they hit you in different kind of ways, but uh, I really like the one this morning, and it was called I can't remember the title of it, but there's a song I posted on my shorts this morning, but there's a song called "He Knows My Name," and I just been thinking about that today. That God knows your name. He knows my name. Good morning to Robert. God knows my name. He knows your name. Some people teach that God is impersonal. You can't really know him. He can't really know you. But that's not what the Bible teaches. And I was just looking at various scriptures this morning where he called different people by name. Um, Genesis chapter 6, he called Abraham by name. Genesis 46, he called Jacob by name. Exodus 3, he called Moses by name. Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 3, he calls Samuel by name. In the New Testament, Luke chapter 10, he calls Martha by name. Luke chapter 22, he calls Simon Peter by name. And then in the book of Acts chapter 9, he calls Saul, who became the Apostle Paul, by name. But I was just thinking about how he knows your name. He knows my name. And so I wrote down the lyrics to the song. I posted the song on my community page. And if you have a chance, listen to it. It might encourage you. It encouraged me this morning. The devotional encouraged me. The song encouraged me. But I'm going to read the lyrics. Maybe you need to hear these lyrics this morning. I love lyrics to songs, and these are good. It's called He Knows My Name. It says, He counts the stars, one and all. Talking about God, He counts the stars, one and all. He knows how much sand is on the shore. Probably all of us have been to the beach before. And to make a guess on how many pieces of sand is on a beach, you couldn't do it. But God knows how much sand is on the shores. He sees every sparrow that falls. He made the mountains and the seas. He is in control of everything, of all creatures great and small. And then I love the chorus to this song. Good morning to Daisy May. Good morning to Refot. Hello. But the chorus to this song says, He knows my name. Every step that I take, I'm walking this morning. God knows every step that I take, every move that I make, every tear that I cry. And we've all shed tears over different reasons, but a lot of times, sometimes people see you crying, but a lot of times they don't. But God has seen every tear that you've ever shed. Every tear that I cry, He knows my name. Good morning to my life, sunny side up. Happy Monday. Every tear that I cry, He knows my name. When I'm overwhelmed by the pain, if you're going through pain or have been through pain, God knows. You may feel overwhelmed, but God knows. Like it says, when I'm overwhelmed by the pain and can't see the light of day, I know I'll be just fine because He knows my name. Knowing that God knows who you are, where you are, what you're going through, it helps you through your difficulties. Knowing that He's there with you. So that song, that devotional this morning really encouraged me. The song really encouraged me. And I'm hoping to share it with somebody else that would encourage somebody else, that remind you that God knows your name. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. You don't either, but God does. But I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I can't tell you what's in store. I don't know a lot of things. I don't have all the answers to the questions of life, but I know in whom I have believed, and He knows my name. Each step that I take, every move that I make, every tear that I cry, He knows my name. When I'm overwhelmed by the pain and can't see the light of day, I know I'll be just fine because He knows my name. He knew who I was when He carried my cross. He knew that I would fail Him, but He took the loss, and He knows my name. Good morning to Stitching It Up. Alyssa, I appreciate you stopping by this morning. Hope you're having a great Monday morning. But today is Monday, August the 25th. I don't know if y'all ever look at what, today is National what day? But today, there's a couple of them that I wrote down that today is National Banana Split Day. Does anybody like banana splits? We have any banana split fans out there? I have, today is National Banana Split Day. I have fond memories of my youth going with my family to the local Dairy Queen. And there were times when I chose the banana split. So a lot of good memories there. Um, the ice cream, the bananas. Good morning to my fluffy pack. Good to see you this morning, Veronica. I hope you're doing well. I love the ice cream, the bananas, the whipped cream, the cherry on the top, sometimes it has strawberries with it, sometimes chunks of pineapple, the chocolate syrup, the crushed nuts. I mean, it was all good. I ain't had a banana split in a while. Might have to get some today. um, so today is National Banana Split Day. So if you get a chance, go get you a banana split and enjoy it. That'll help make your day better. And also today is National Kiss and Makeup Day. And I think that's a great, name for a day. That really should be every day. But, you don't literally have to go and kiss somebody and make up. But I do believe, what I was reading a little bit about this, and it reminds us to end the quarrels, arguments, and fights. We do need to make amends. If we're not getting along with somebody, one of my favorite verses is in the book of Romans. Good morning to Yoda. Good morning to Paulzilla. I wouldn't recommend getting drunk at any location, especially work. um, but in Romans, there's a verse that talks about as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. And I believe that's a very attainable goal, that we can live peaceably with one another. But a lot of times people don't work at it. But I think it's cool that there is a national day, this National Kiss and Makeup Day, that encourages us to get along with each other. Like I said, it's very possible. If we could just, what divides us is selfishness. But being unselfish will unite you. But happy morning, happy Monday morning to everybody. I hope everybody's having a great Monday so far, early. Except for God is great over there. His Monday's coming to a close, but most of us just getting started. Yeah, that's right, making amends. Because God made amends with us. What Jesus done on the cross is God making peace with everybody. But it's up to everybody to accept that, the peace that God provides. But definitely God is willing to make amends. Why can't we? And when I say make amends, God didn't do anything wrong. It was on our side that done the wrong, but he offers forgiveness. And if God offers forgiveness to us, why can't we offer forgiveness to one another? We can. Let's see. But I wrote down the lyrics to that song, He Knows My Name. And that song, like I said, the devotion this morning encouraged me so much that God knows my name. He knows your name. The Psalms talks about he calls all the stars by name, and y'all know we can only see a limited amount of the stars that are in the galaxy. But God can see them all. Not only can He see them all, not only did He make them all, but He calls them all individually by name. So if He knows all the stars by name, He knows you by name as well. And, that can be so much encouragement. I mean, it is to me. Anybody got a birthday in August? I know of some people that's got August birthdays, so I'm gonna play a song. Y'all may not can hear it good. I don't know, but it just simply says happy birthday to you. So happy birthday if your birthday's in this month of August. Happy birthday. I know of several, so happy birthday to you. Every day is a gift from God, but it's something extra special about birthdays that God created you. You're unique and He knows your name. But happy birthday to you if you have a birthday in the month of August. Good morning to Kendra. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're having a bright, sunshiny day.
Happy birthday to you on this August day. Happy birthday to you. What more can we say? Happy birthday to you on this summer day. Happy birthday to you. What more can we say? Happy birthday to you on the summer day. Happy birthday to you. What more can we say? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear you. Happy birthday to you. And many, many more. And many, many more. Happy birthday, God bless you. With many, many more. May you enjoy a piece of cake and a peace in your heart. May you enjoy your piece of cake and a peace in your heart. Happy birthday to you on this August day. Happy birthday to you. What more can we say? And many, many more. And many, many more. Happy birthday, God bless you with many, many more. May you enjoy a piece of cake and have peace in your heart. May you enjoy a piece of cake and have peace in your heart. Happy birthday to you on this summer day. Happy birthday to you. What can we say? Happy birthday to you on this August day. Happy birthday to you. What more can we say?
Good morning to Joanne Salas. Appreciate you stopping by. Good morning. I love your last name because I'm a palindrome fan. I think I've told you that before. But love me some palindromes. Salas spelled backwards is Solace. But yeah, happy birthday to anybody that has a birthday in this month of August. Just want to remind you that you're a blessing and God knows your name. Yeah, it looks nice out here today. It does. When I go walking, I usually bring somebody along with me when I walk this morning. Although his birthday was, good morning to Brian LCS. Appreciate you stopping by. Usually when I go walking, I bring somebody with me. And a lot of times I'll bring somebody that has a birthday on the particular day. But today, I know it's Raleigh Finger's birthday, a guy that's famous for his handlebar mustache. But I mean, I have some of his cards. I just didn't see any this morning when I was walking out. But I did see a guy that had a birthday yesterday, so I brought him with me walking. If y'all know who this is, drop it in the chat. Let's see if we got any baseball experts out there. Oh, it tells on the card. Never mind. I forgot. It has the name on the front on this one. But yeah, yesterday was Cal Ripken Jr.'s birthday, and he's probably most known for his consecutive games playing streak. Lou Gehrig held the record for many years. I think it was 2,130 consecutive games played, which a lot of people thought that'd never be broke. That's a long time, a lot of games in a row. There's 162 games. Well, there was less than that back then, but now there's 162 games in a season. But hello to Juan Ramirez. Appreciate you stopping by. Happy Monday. But Cal Ripken Jr. broke Lou Gehrig's record, and he wound up having 2,632 consecutive games played, which is a lot. And well, happy birthday to your youngest, Kendra. Yeah, you're right. Time flies for sure. All right, teacher, have a great day. Appreciate you stopping by. Good morning to Nicole. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Monday to everyone. Just want to remind everybody that God knows your name, and that ought to be a lot of encouragement for you today. That you're known by the one that made you. Um, but I was thinking about Cal Ripken and 2,632 consecutive games played is a lot. And I won't say that record will never be broken, but it probably won't. That's a long streak. That's a lot of games in a row. And I got to thinking about how many times did he come close to missing a game before he finally chose to sit out a game himself. Just like Lou Gehrig did. Lou Gehrig got sick and realized he wasn't producing like he once was, so he retired. But I wonder during, Cal Ripken's streak, how many times did he think about not playing, because of sickness or different reasons, injuries? There had to have been a lot of times. There had to have been a lot of times where he thought about it. He thought about giving up, but he didn't. And I think that's encouragement for all of us to not give up. And I'll use Cal Ripken as an example this morning to not give up. Although you may have temptations, don't give up. Only thing we should give up, and I say this all the time, the only thing that we should give up on is doing things that either harm ourselves or harm others. But if it's something that's worth doing, that's worthwhile, keep on keeping on. Perseverance is everything. And I just want to encourage you this morning to don't give up. None of us are Cal Ripken. There's only one Cal Ripken Jr., but you're a unique individual, and you can have your own consecutive streak just like he did in different areas of just showing perseverance and not giving up. I just seen Kendra's, she says absolutely with the heart. And if you'll watch her videos, she shows some don't give up on her, walking. And I like that. I like don't give up stories, and there's just so many of them out there. But I think there's some people that either don't hear the message or don't get the message. But we need to get that message out. Don't give up. Today is the 25th of August. Um, so I'd like to share a verse. Good morning to Lisa Smiles a Lot. I appreciate you stopping by. I'd like to share some verses from Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25 on this 25th day of August 2025 edition. And this, came to my mind. A lot of times on the 25th of the month, Matthew 25 will come to my mind because it's some important. I mean, everything that God says in His Word is important, but Matthew 25, is super important. And I kind of think this ties into what I'm saying this morning about He knows your name, that you're important. Because sometimes in life, as you go through life, people will make you feel invisible, right? Or make you feel like you're not the valuable person that you are. But God reminds us throughout His Word that you are valuable, you are unique, that you were created in His likeness and in His image, which is, it gives you value. Good morning to Budget Rips. Brian, I appreciate you stopping by. Happy Monday. Um, the I guess I'll start reading verse 31. Last words are so important. If you've ever went on a plane and you left somebody behind, you would tell them something important, like you loved them. So when people are leaving, they tell you, important things. And I think about the last words of Scripture, the very last chapter of the book of Revelation, the last part of the Bible. What does God say? He closes out the last chapter of the Bible by saying He's coming back. And not only is He coming back, He's coming back quickly. And you and I know, Kendra just mentioned about children growing up fast. Time goes by fast. And the Bible talks about our 1,000 years is like one day to God. And He's coming back, and He's coming back soon. And I hope we're all ready. But it talks about, verse 31. It says, when, not if, but when the Son of Man shall come, talking about Jesus. Verse 31 says, when the Son of Man shall come in His glory, and all the holy angels with Him, then shall He sit upon the throne of His glory. And before Him shall be gathered all nations. And He shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And He shall set the sheep on His right hand, but the goats on the left. This is very important for us to know. He talks about all nations. That's everybody from everywhere. God's not a respecter of person. He made everybody. He's not prejudiced. He's not racist, nor should we be. Although there's a lot of that in the world, we shouldn't be. And we divide it up, by different, classes of people, by, what color you are you're male or female, or how much money you have. But in God's economy, there's only two kinds of people. You're either a sheep or you're a goat. And you want to be in His family. You don't want to be separated from Him forever. And He talks about that. He shall set the sheep on His right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the King say unto them on His right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. All right, Daisy, may you have a great day as well. Thank you for stopping by. But as I think about, he knows my name. There's not a person that's invisible to God or that has no value. Listen to what he says. Then shall the king, talking about Jesus, say unto them on his right hand, talking about the sheep, come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was he was hungry, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungry, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king, talking about Jesus, shall answer and say unto them, Verily or truly I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. You know, Jesus is saying, you know, how we treat who some people would consider the least in the world is really how you treat Jesus. You know, and that speaks volumes to me. You know, is there classes of people that I don't treat right? Or I consider the least of these? Even though we're all equal, we're all made in the image and likeness of God. But he said, the least of these, that phrase just sticks with me. He says it twice in this chapter. The king shall answer, talking about Jesus, and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he also say unto them on the left hand, talk about the goats. And the goats aren't the greatest of all times, as we've made that, you know, that label in modern times. The goats are the ones that are going to be separated from God forever. The ones that's not in his family. The ones that have rejected him. It's not that God don't love them, he does, but it's just that they've rejected God. And you know, I encourage anybody to not reject God, because you see that here, where it winds up is, he says, then shall he also say unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. And you know, he lets us know that hell is an awful place, but what was it prepared for? It was prepared for the devil and the fallen angels, the bad angels. Hell wasn't made for people. God lets us know that in his word. Hell was not designed for people. But God will allow people to go there that reject him. So once again, I encourage you to don't be ashamed of God. You know, he won't be ashamed of you. But he says, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was a hungry, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily or truly I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these. Least of these, he says it there. Verse 45, least of these. And verse 40 and 45 talks about the least of these. But here he says, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous unto life eternal. Good morning to Pamela. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Monday. You know, so down here in our time and space, we have addresses, we have places. You know, we all have homes. There's so many different addresses in the world. But in eternity, there's only two addresses. You know, and God lets us know that. And God's heart is for everybody to make their address their eternal home in heaven. That's God's heart for it. He says he's not willing that any should perish. That means go to hell. Any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And that place of repentance is that moment when you turn away from going the wrong direction and you turn toward God and start following him. So eternity only has two addresses. You know, we need to, and the time to make up where you're going to live is now. In this time, because in eternity there is no time, but down here we have time to make that choice to accept Jesus. But in eternity, you can't make that choice. The window of opportunity, the door of opportunity is now. So I would encourage anybody to choose Jesus, not to be ashamed of Jesus, and he won't be ashamed of you. You know, choose him, he'll choose you. But if you reject him, one day he'll reject you, and you don't want that. I promise you, you don't want that. Um, all right, Kendra, thank you for stopping by, and happy birthday to your youngest. And I always appreciate anybody that stops by, whether it's for 1 second to say hello or you hang out a little bit. That, you know, that's special. Um, but Jesus 2 times in Matthew 25 talked about the least of these. And when he talked about the least of these, that wasn't a label that he put on them. It's the label that we put on them. We we label people by how much money they have or different reasons. But God don't do that. We're all made in his image and his likeness. So the least of these, how we treat the least of these is how we treat God himself. So I hope none of us looks down on anybody else. Because when we look down on others, we can't look up to God. And we definitely need to look up to God. But like I said, there's people that teach God as impersonal. In other words, you can't know him. But as I get into God's word, he reveals himself to me and says, yes, he can be known, you know. And as you get into God's word, you'll find out more and more about him. So he knows you and you can know him. But he knows my name is what is encouraged. The song, He Knows My Name, the devotional this morning that I read about he knows my name, just like he knows all the stars by name, is encouragement to me. You know, every time I cry or every time I experience pain, he knows my name. No matter what you're going through, he knows your name. Good morning to Jay Thompson. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're doing well today. Jay, this morning I went walking with Cal Ripken Jr., whose birthday was yesterday. Cal Ripken Jr. turned 65 years old yesterday, but he's probably best known for his consecutive games playing streak. He played in 2,632 consecutive baseball games, a record that probably will never be broken, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm using him this morning to just remind people he didn't give up during his streak, and I'm reminding you not to give up. Yesterday I had a verse that tied in to not giving up. Yesterday was the 24th, so I was reading the 24th proverb, 24th chapter of Proverbs, and I came across this verse, and I'll share it with you. It's Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16. It says, For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. You know, in life, we all get knocked down, right? And not only get knocked down, but more than once. You know, we all have different stories, but I don't know how many times you've been knocked down in life. But the key to getting knocked down is to overcome it, to get up. Just like a quarterback that gets sacked in football, you know, after he gets sacked or knocked down, he gets back up. And that's the way it is in life. You know, we experience setbacks, things that knock us down. But I just want to encourage you to give up and not, get up and not give up. Let me get it right. I don't say encourage you to give up. I encourage you to get up and not give up. All right, Joan, I appreciate you stopping by. And I think I keep calling you Joan and your name's Joanne, I think. But sorry I keep messing your name up. But I appreciate you stopping by. And I hope you have a great Monday remainder. Joe, Jay says something about fighting. So I want to remind everybody that today is National Kiss and Makeup Day, which reminds us to end the quarrels, arguments, and fights. You know, God help us to live peaceably with one another. You know, I believe we all can get along if we put aside our selfishness and show more love. And today is also National Banana Split Day. So maybe you can combine the two, and if you're fighting with someone, you having a disagreement with somebody, maybe you can get together today and have a banana split together. Talk about the other day that's today, National Kiss and Makeup Day. But yeah, that Cal Ripken Jr. streak is one of my favorite statistics in baseball. Jay, if you're still here, let's see. I was looking at all the birthdays for today. And Raleigh Fingers' birthday's today. Cal Ripken's birthday was yesterday, but Raleigh Fingers, the great pitcher, his birthday's today. I came across a former Cub, I remember, Doug Glanville. You remember Doug Glanville? Today's his birthday. I'm not sure how old he turned today, but I remember seeing that. I remember Doug on WGN back in the day. And I hadn't heard that name in a while, so. Good morning to Justin, Three Good Nerds. Appreciate you stopping by. I enjoyed seeing your autographs last night, Justin. And I'm looking forward to seeing your get together, autograph get together, trade night tonight. Uh, what time did you say it was? Tonight's show. I can't remember the time. But anybody that's listening, go check out Justin Three Good Nerds channel tonight as he trades autographs with other YouTubers. He's done one so far that I watched, enjoyed it. 8 Eastern tonight, so that'd be 7 Central. All right, Pamela, I appreciate you stopping by. God bless you, and hope you have a great Monday remainder. You know, Mondays are the Rodney Dangerfield of days of the week. Y'all know that, right? Mondays get no respect. No respect, I tell you, no respect. But y'all always got to remember, without Mondays, without Mondays, there'd be no Tuesdays, or there'd be no Wednesdays, or there'd be no Thursdays, there'd be no Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. Without the Mondays, they're all connected together, and you can't have one without the other. So let's be more easier on Mondays. Let's show Mondays some love. It was John Anderson, the country singer. He used to say, have a song called "The Black Sheep of the Family." I'm the black sheep of the family. I can't sing like John. I can't sing like anybody, but anyhow, I love John Anderson, the country singer. But he had a song called "Black Sheep." But Monday is the black sheep of the daily family. Facts of nature, I agree 100%. That was my pretty much my message for this morning. That you're unique. We're all unique. We're all made in the image and the likeness of God, and He knows your name. He knows my name, and yeah. Tuesday get the blame, the blame game. Yeah. Fact of nature. I was reading a psalm that I really like. It's called "He Knows My Name," but toward the end of it, he says, "He knew who I was when He carried my cross. He knew that I would fail Him, but He took the loss. You know, He took my place on the cross. He took my punishment that I deserve." So I agree totally with what you said there. Good morning to Jeff. Hope you're having a bright day. I definitely don't need a flashlight right now, but I do have to pay attention. It pays to pay attention. Always be aware of your surroundings. Know what's going on around you. Be safe wherever it is, wherever you are. So what's all right? So this morning's devotion and talk has been about name. God knows our name. But since I got some people that collect comic books, cards, and a big part of that, I think a lot of people that collect those too also like to get them autographed. As I see, I do, and I watch other people Also like to collect autographs as well. So, who would you say is your favorite autograph that you've ever got? Do you have a favorite number one autograph? Or is it a tie? Two-way tie, 10-way tie. Um, oh, so you don't have a favorite? I don't know that I do either. Because they're all, they're all individually unique. What I call, like connections. Jay Thompson says, let's see, Justin says, I really like Mickey Mantle. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, not a lot of people have a Mickey Mantle autograph, so that's special. Sandy Koufax, two great ones. Don Mattingly. I have none of those three, but definitely three great autographs. My dad got Don Mattingly's autograph on I want to say it was not a napkin, but what you sip cups down on, the little mat for cups, glasses from Don Mattingly's restaurant. He signed one of those for my dad. Jay says Sean Dunston. Have you ever heard the story of why he got named Sean, spelling that way? I mean, that's unique. A coaster, yeah, I couldn't. I was drawing a blank on the name. A coaster, yes, thank you. Sean Dunston, because he remembers my name every time I see him. Oh, that ties into my devotional too. He knows your name, Jay. Sean Dunston knows Jay Thompson's name. That's cool. Takes time to chat with me almost 40 years later. Yeah, that's super special. When somebody knows your name and it sticks, it means a lot. And that's pretty much what I was talking about this morning in my devotion. The message I wanted to get out anyhow. The importance of people knowing your name, but not even greater than that, God knowing your name. I did, excuse me. I did get Sean Dunston's autograph through the mail a long time ago. Um, but he was a great player for sure. All right, Jeff, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a great Monday remainder. He gave you an Andre Dawson bat at an exhibition game one year. Oh, that's cool. Andre Dawson is one of my favorite autographs that I have. I like he has one of the prettiest autographs, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, Justin, if you're still here, I guess my favorite autograph you showed last night was um, see. Well, there were so many. I like the Bobby Richardson, of course. I haven't met. We don't have Major League Baseball in Alabama, so I haven't got to meet a lot of Major League Baseball players. But I did. Bobby Richardson came to my town a while back, a long while back, and I got to meet him. And that was one of my favorite autographs you showed last night was Bobby Richardson. But I like the man. I'm drawing blanks this morning. Hello to Zypher. Appreciate you stopping by. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Yesterday, Cal Ripken's birthday. He was 65. Today is Raleigh Fingers' birthday. And there's a lot of people that I read was today's birthday that I knew. I already mentioned Doug Glanville. Uh, who else? None of them are, my brain is not functioning properly. Yeah, it's the harmonica. I want to learn how to play the harmonica for sure. I mostly just blow on it, let out some hot air. Why not let out some hot air with a little tune? But I'm hoping to learn how to play it a little bit, anyhow. I love the harmonica. I recently got an autograph through the mail of a harmonica player. If you want to check out my short videos, I won't tell who it is. Check it out. Um, if anybody has a favorite harmonica player, let me know. I like various harmonica players. Jeff, he was here earlier. Calvin, he likes John Popper. Talked about that a little bit. But harmonica's one of my favorite instruments. Yeah, it's a great day for a walk. It was raining just before daybreak, so I was thinking I might not get to walk this morning, but it stopped. It let up. Oh yeah, the other name I was trying to think of. I'm a Boston Bruins fan, and the autographs you had, Justin, by John Busick, the Chief, those were really cool. They look great. I don't know why I couldn't think of the Chief's name early morning. And landslide. I'm getting older too.
travel together down this road of life. Life's not always easy, but it helps to know that you are not alone. Let's look at the sky and talk about why we're gonna make it to the end. Let's go walking and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Let's walk a mile till I see a smile and join together in laughter. Get to the end, united as friends and live happily ever after. Let's go walking and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Let's walk a mile until I see you smile and join together in laughter. We'll get to the end, united as friends and live happily ever after. Let's go walking and let's go talking as we travel together down this road of life. Let's walk a mile till I see you smile and join together in laughter.
Jay says, "Where's the critters? All them trees and not one. There's trees and critters all over the place. I know you hear the blue jays in the background. Speaking of blue jays, they're having a good season, but at some point they're going to get knocked out. Uh, if they make it into the playoffs, they're going to get knocked out because the Astros has got to go through all the American League to get to the World Series, and then the Cubs has got to get all through the National League to meet. And there will be a 7-game World Series, and the Astros are going to win 4 games to 3. And hopefully, that's my preseason prediction. And my preseason prediction is, since we was talking about Bobby Richardson, I've already said this before, but Bobby Richardson is the only player in Major League Baseball history to be the World Series MVP on the losing team. And I predicted this year that that's going to happen again, but Kyle Tucker is going to be the World Series MVP. And I know it ain't looking like it right now, but hopefully he'll get it together. His injury will get better, whatever. And he'll win the World Series MVP on the losing Cubs team. But you've heard it here first. Just a prediction. I don't claim to be a prophet. Just a prediction. But it would be cool if it happened. Two of my favorite teams meeting in the World Series. My favorite player is the MVP, but my favorite team wins. And then we ride off into the sunset. Everybody's happy on my side ever after. I don't know about Jay and the Cub fans, but yeah, I predicted a big second half for Tucker, that he was going to win the National League MVP, and that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. But hopefully he will get it together and rebound. I'm blaming it on the injury because I know he's better than what he's been showing. And the Cubs seem to struggle as he struggles, so hopefully he'll get it together. But my time is up. I thank y'all for yours. I'm going to go find me something to eat for breakfast, and just want to remind everybody, first and foremost, that God loves you. He knows your name, but I want to remind you that I love you. I love everybody. I don't hate anybody, and it's all because of somebody who died for me. But hope to see y'all again somewhere down the road. God bless, and I hope you have a great Monday remainder.